Daniel Wilson is in the kitchen today and we're going to be cooking a beautiful stew. Not just standard stew with pasta, right?
That's right. It's braised oxtail in a Korean style with Korean rice stick noodles. So it's kind of like a Korean gnocchi, really.
Love it. So, oxtail.
Yes.
I love using it. It's inexpensive.
Correct.
And full of flavour.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's great to use these less popular cuts of meat, I could say. And as you say, they have lots of that gelatinous flavour and they do require a bit of cooking, but it's worth the effort. So we've got the cut up oxtail here. I've just seasoned it with salt and pepper and a little bit of oil. And we've got a pan on about a medium heat and just browning them on all sides.
Okay. Browning's obviously super important with any stew because it's going to give us extra flavour.
Exactly. So we've already done these ones here and taken them out. So these ones are almost done. And then we'll take them out and start creating the sauce.
Nice.
Would you be able to julienne that ginger, please, and then slice the garlic? And while those are just finishing off, I am going to cut this here, which is a daikon. So Japanese white radish. This is an average-sized one, not too big, not too small.
We usually use it raw, but you're going to cook with it.
Yeah. So, and the good thing about this is it goes lovely and tender and soaks up all that flavour.
Yum.
So the way I'm going to cut it is a way that's known as oblique or roll cut, which is a great way to cut round, long vegetables like this so they cook evenly. Right. So basically you cut it on an angle, then give it a quarter turn and do the same thing. And it's especially good if they're a tapered vegetable, so you end up with pieces that are all the same size so they cook evenly.
Yeah. I never cook my daikon, so I'm really interested to see how this is going to taste after a long cook.
Yeah, it's a fantastic texture. I can't really describe it being like anything else.
Yeah.
So there we go, that's the daikon cut up. These are ready now, so I'm going to take them out and put them on here with the others, and then we're going to start building the sauce. And
the garlic, you've got quite a lot of garlic in this. It needs it though, doesn't it?
It does. So in with the ginger. And then in with the daikon.
Ah, it goes in at this stage.
And we'll just bring all of these flavours together. So also here we've got some soju, which is like Korean sake, so rice wine. You can find that at any good Asian grocer or Korean grocer.
Nice. So instead of using a wine, you would use this.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's always the same concept as a regular stew, but different ingredients.
Exactly. Could you please add the garlic?
Can do.
Lovely. And you can see we're starting to get some colour on the ginger now, and all the fat that came out of the oxtail is coating the daikon, and it's just beautiful. So now we'll add the soju. And a little bit of sesame oil.
It smells so good.
And then a bit of light soy, because we are going to cook the sauce down afterwards, so we don't want it to be too salty, because we can always adjust at the end. And then we've got gochujang here, which is fermented bean and chilli paste. It's kind of like the cornerstone of Korean cooking.
Sure is. And it looks like, oh, that's going to be really spicy, but it's not. It's actually got quite a savoury flavour to it.
It does, you're right. And it will stand up to the richness of the beef really well. So then we've got some chilli flakes, which again, they're Korean chilli flakes, so they're not as spicy as regular chilli flakes.
And the colour.
Look at that, rich and delicious. And then if you could throw in that kimchi there, please.
Another cornerstone of Korean cooking. We used to always have Korean students stay with us growing up.
Oh, really?
And our fridge would always be full of kimchi, because it was like, well, for our bread, it would be the kimchi is always their side dish. And I used to hate the smell of it. And I don't know, as an adult, I've changed. I love it. I absolutely love it. Even just with some steamed rice, delicious.
Exactly, and it's good for you too, because it's probiotic. How good does that look already?
So good.
So the beef's ready to go back in. So if you could please hold that. And then I will put them in. And then we're just going to cover it with water, probably about 1 centimetre above, and then it goes into the oven.
And how long do you cook this for?
About 3 hours. 150 degrees, so not too high. So we just want it to gently soften up and all that connective tissue, all that collagen is so good for our bodies.
All right, well, we'll pop that in the oven. We'll wait patiently for 3 hours. I can't wait to try this one. Moment of truth, right? Cartouche, you have done your job. Goodbye. Oh, wow.
How good does that look?
Oh, so yummy. I could eat that as is, but we're not done yet.
Not yet. Just a couple of little things to go. So if you could, that's cooled down a little bit now, so if you could just pull out the pieces of oxtail, and if you could remove the meat from the bone.
I just want to show everyone at home how amazing this is. Actually, I don't even need tongs to show you how soft the meat is. Just falls apart.
Delicious.
Oh.
Oh, that gelatinous goodness, so delicious. Okay, so I'm going to crack on with pan frying these noodles or rice sticks. So this is them here. They're called tteokbokki in Korean, and you can either buy them fresh or dried or frozen from a good Asian grocer. If you don't know where to find them, maybe go to your local Korean restaurant and ask them if they can point you in the right direction, or they might even sell you some.
Yeah, and this is one of those recipes, you go to an Asian grocer, pick up all the ingredients at once, and you can make this. And once you've got it, you can use it again and again and again.
Absolutely. So I'm just going to put these in here. And they just kind of cook like gnocchi, fry and go golden on the outside and are soft and chewy and pillowy in the middle.
Oh, yum.
And try to keep them apart from each other or give them a little bit of oil, a toss with oil beforehand, because they do tend to kind of want to stick to each other.
Okay.
Excellent. So those are frying. And then because the oxtail does have a bit of fat on it, we want to just skim a little bit of that fat off so it's not too greasy on our lips.
Sure. I don't mind a bit of grease though.
Yeah, exactly. We'll leave a bit,
Yeah.
but it is goodness. Okay, that's good. So now that that's done, we can put it on the stove over here to reduce down a bit and warm through, ready for that oxtail to be put in there.
Nice, and I'm nearly there.
Excellent. These are starting to get a little bit of colour on them, you can see. Going crispy on the outside. And then part of the garnish is going to be some chopped spring onion.
Okay.
So I'll just line these up and finely sliced.
Little pop of freshness.
Exactly, and we want some of the white part, but then some of the green part as well. So we'll remove those middle sections, maybe save those for some Peking duck or something.
Why not?
And then some of these top green parts too.
Okay, I'm up to my last little bit.
Lovely. And then we've got some more kimchi here. So we've got that lovely braised whole kimchi through there, but then with this one, this is going to be the garnish just to add some fresh kimchi on top.
Okay.
And so we're just going to finely slice this too.
I guess after 3 hours, the kimchi in the stew would have changed, so it's nice to have the contrast of fresh and slow cooked.
Absolutely, and because it is quite a rich dish, so this just freshens it up a bit.
Nice.
Now you've picked all that meat off the bones.
Yes.
It's good to add into the sauce, which is reduced nicely here.
Okay.
And it goes. And you can see the rice sticks are nice and golden and toasty on the outside. And if you give them a squeeze, you can hear they're crunchy.
So good.
So all we're going to do is transfer these to the bowl. And give this a good mix now, and look how good that looks. And see the daikon there has soaked up all of that delicious juice.
And it's held its shape.
Yep, but it just has this texture which melts in your mouth. And the good thing about these noodles too is they're going to soak up all of that goodness.
Oh.
So all you want to do is just spoon it over.
It's funny because you bring this to the table and everyone would assume it's an Italian style,
Exactly.
but almost ossobuco-like stew, but then you taste it and you've got all the notes of Korea.
Exactly right. Heartwarming, great winter dish. And the good thing is as well is you can actually put this on in the morning and put it on at, say, 110 degrees instead of 150, and it can cook while you're at work.
Exactly.
And then for the final piece of action, we've got the kimchi, just sprinkle that around, and then some spring onions, and then some sesame seeds, and then finally these beautiful thinly cut dried chili.
Ooh, just like angel hair.
Isn't it? All right, and so there we are, we're done. Korean style braised oxtail with rice stick noodle.
So good. I've been waiting for 3 hours for this, so let's dig in. Meat and one of these little Korean style gnocchis. I love my job. Like I really, really love my job because I get to work with amazing chefs like Daniel Wilson. Your cooking is exceptional. You've cooked for me quite a lot. That's my favourite.
Thank you
That's
very
my
much.
favourite. I love it. I'm going to make that for my friends and family.
Let's have some more.